This is the X base I'm going to be making my Slinky Cuff with. It is a 4X base, and I did a spiral rainbow. This is a Slinky, and I super glued the ends of the Slinky together to make it look like a bracelet. So I go ahead and put that over here. And starting from here, I'm going to count how many around it is. 16 X's around, and then there's 35 of these. 35 divided by 16 is just a little over 2, so I'm going to mostly go through 2 of these, and then maybe on one of them I'll do 3. Taking the Slinky off, we're going to use some clear stretch gourd, just because that's the kind of look I want to go for, and I'm going to put it through this middle row here. So I'm going to go ahead and tie it on and get it through there. The string is coming out of this middle bead. I'm going to go ahead and put the Slinky back over everything. And it comes out in between some of the things. So I'm going to go ahead and count 2 of these. And I'm going to put the string through the 2 of them, through the 2. And then I'm going to put it through the next middle bead, which is going to be this pink one. Through the pink bead, you can see right here, I've got 2 in there tied off. Now I'm just going to go around and I'm going to go through these 2, and then through the next bead in the middle, which is that pink one, and then the red one, all the way around. The Slinky is tied on all sides. I go the string up through, it's coming out of that purple bead, it's going to go up through the clear, pink, clear, red, clear, orange, clear, and I'm going to tie it up here just because it's easier for me to tie up here, but if you want to tie it down closer, I'm sure that would be fine. After it's tied off, you can put on your favorite elastic. I put on this rainbow elastic. You just want to make sure that you're coming out of one of the beads that's below. So 2 above beads, then 1 down, 2 above beads, 1 down, 2 above beads, 1 down. Just make sure your string is coming out of one of these down beads. For me, it's going to be this red bead right here. Just make sure your string's coming out of that. Then you can go ahead and add on 3 beads, and then you're going to go through the next down bead. 3 beads through the next down bead, and all the way around. I've added 3 beads all the way around, and once you get to the very last one, you put your string up through those 2 beads to come out through this top red, and then you're going to add on 5 beads through the orange, through the yellow, just through the top point all the way around, but this time 5 beads instead of 3. Now after you've put 5 beads around, you're going to go back through to where your string is coming out of one of the points, and then you're going to do 7 beads. 7 beads through and all the way around. Now you're probably starting to get the idea, but this time we're going to do 9 instead of 7 all the way around. So this next part is going to really depend on how big your Slinky is. We're going to want the next row of spikes to end about right in the middle of your Slinky. For me, I added on 11, and that ended up being just about perfect halfway. So we're going to do 11 beads all the way around. Now that that's all done, we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So we're starting with 3, then 5, 7, 9, and then I'll be back at the 11. I did do the 11s on both sides, but I cut it off of this side, and I'm about to cut it off of this side because the 11 and 11 didn't really line up the way that I wanted it to. So this has morphed into less of a tutorial and more of a documentation of my creative process. Just trust me, I'm gonna get rid of this and we're gonna see where it goes from there. So I'm just going around and doing 13 beads through here, 13 beads through here, 13 beads through here, just going back and forth between the top and bottom spikes all the way around. Okay, so the cage is finished. It wraps all the way around, but the Slinky Cuff is not done yet because the most important part, decorations. I have these 2 strands of beads that I think kind of match the vibe because they're clear and rainbow. And then these iridescent clear beads. Now I've added on those extra beads, but there are 2 spaces in between the pink and the red on both sides. So I want to put some letter beads in there, and I want to say Kandi Candy. So I have a string, and I'm just going to put it through this red bead. Now I put the ends together, put on 2 beads of my iridescent clear ones, and then they go in there perfectly. But since I'm going to put 2 words, Kandi Candy, I'm going to put one of the words on one of the string and one of the words on the other string. Then I put them together and put 2 more and then tie it off through here. It says Kandi Candy. We just go ahead and add on 2 more clear iridescent beads. 1, 2, then through the pink here. And I could just go ahead and put 1 through instead of both, since I can tie it off here.